Hello everyone. Today we will study the next property of Laplace transform, which is division by t property. So till now what we have done is, if L of f of t is f of s, then the change of scale property states that L of f of at is 1 by a f of s by a. So if L of f of t is known to us, we can calculate L of f of at. And then if f of t is multiplied by e raised to minus at, then we apply the first shifting theorem, which states that L of e raised to minus at f of t is equal to f of s plus a, where f of s is L of f of t. Similarly, we have done the multiplication by t property. So multiplication by t means when the function f of t is multiplied by t raised to n, then we calculate L of f of t. Then we get f of s, and whatever is the f of s, that has to be differentiated n times. So change of scale, t is replaced by at. First shifting theorem, f of t is multiplied by e raised to minus at, and to apply multiplication by t, f of t is multiplied by t raised to n. So we have seen three properties till now: change of scale, first shifting theorem, and multiplication by t property. So multiplication, whenever we multiply a function by t raised to n, we are differentiating. So next we have the inverse of this, that is division by t property. So when we divide f of t by t, then we have to integrate the function between the limits s and infinity. So when we multiply a function by t raised to n, differentiate the function L of f of t. Now when f of t is divided by t, then integrate the function L of f of t between the limits s and infinity. So here we have integration. So we are supposed to know some prerequisites before starting with these problems. The first prerequisite is the formula for integration of dx upon x square plus a square. Integral dx upon x square plus a square is defined as 1 by a tan inverse of x by a. Okay, dx upon x square plus a square is 1 by a tan inverse of x by a. Similarly, integration of f dash of x upon f of x is log of f of x, which means that when the derivative of the denominator, if it is there in the numerator, then we can write log of the denominator. So integration of f dash of x upon f of x dx is log of f of x. Then we require the integration by parts formula. So u into v. So the integration of uv dx will be u integral v minus integral of derivative of u integral v dx. So how do we choose u? We choose u using this LIATE, where L stands for the log function, I for the inverse, A for the algebraic, T for the trigonometric, and E for the exponential function. Also, we can have one more formula, pi by 2 minus tan inverse of x is equal to cot inverse of x. So these formulas you are supposed to know before starting with this division by t property, because division by t property is integration of f of s. So we'll be making use of these integration formulas to calculate the integration. So one is dx upon x square plus a square, which is tan inverse. F dash of x upon f of x is log, uv rule, and then pi by 2 minus tan inverse of x is cot inverse of x. So first example, find L of sine t divided by t. It is again division by t. So whatever is the function in the numerator, find the Laplace transform of that and then integrate between the limits s and infinity. Because division by t states that we have to calculate f of s and then integrate the function f of s between the limits s and infinity. So here f of t is equal to sine t. So calculating L of sine t, whatever is the function in the numerator, we have to calculate the Laplace transform, and the Laplace transform of the numerator is to be integrated between the limits s and infinity. So first we are calculating L of sin t. We know L of sin t is 1 upon s square plus 1. So this is the numerator part. So we have got the answer of the numerator as 1 upon s square plus 1. Now integrate that 1 upon s square plus 1 between the limits s and infinity. So L of f of t upon t. So whenever you have upon t, calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. Whatever answer we get, that has to be integrated. So here the numerator is sin t. So we are calculating Laplace transform of sin t and then integrating Laplace transform of sin t between the limits s and infinity. And the variable is s here. So it is integration of ds upon s square plus 1, which is in the same form as integration of dx upon x square plus a square. And the integration of this term is 1 by a tan inverse of x by a. So here also instead of a we are having 1. So we can write this as tan inverse of s by 1. 1 by 1 tan inverse of s by 1, which is tan inverse of s between the limits s and infinity. Apply the upper limit and the lower limit. So apply the upper limit means put s is equal to infinity and s is equal to s. So applying the upper limit minus the lower limit, we know that tan inverse of infinity is 90 degrees or pi by 2. So tan inverse of infinity is pi by 2. So we can write pi by 2 minus tan inverse of s, and we know that pi by 2 minus tan inverse of s is cot inverse of s. So first we have to see, whenever we are given division by t, we have to calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator, and that answer has to be integrated between the limits s and infinity. So here the integration we get in the form as dx upon x square plus a square. So the integration of this term will be 1 by 1 tan inverse of s by 1, which is same as tan inverse of s. Then applying the upper limit, lower limit, and simplifying. So L of sin t upon t is cot inverse of s. Next problem. L of 1 minus cos a t upon t. L of 1 minus cos a t upon t. Again we are having upon t or division by t property. So division by t property means whatever is the function in the numerator, calculate the Laplace, find the Laplace transform of the numerator. So finding the Laplace transform of the numerator. So calculating L of 1 minus cos a t. Now since we have a minus sign in between the two functions, we can take L inside. So we can write L of 1 minus L of cos a t. So L of 1 we know it is equal to 1 by s, and L of cos a t is s upon s square plus a square. So the numerator Laplace transform is now 1 by s minus s upon s square plus a square. Now we have to calculate division by t. So 1 minus cos a t by t will be whatever answer we have got for the numerator, that has to be integrated between the limits s to infinity, and the variable is also s. So integration of 1 by s. Now we are having in the form f dash of x upon fx dx. The derivative of s is 1. Derivative of s square plus a square is 2s, but 2 is missing. So multiply and divide by 2 and reduce this to f dash of x upon f of x. So 1 by s derivative is log s minus. To again bring this in the form f dash of x upon f of x, we should have 2, because 2s upon s square plus a square will be log of s square plus a square. The derivative of s square plus a square is 2s. This 2 is missing here. So multiplying and dividing by 2. So 1 by 2 will be out, and then this whole term can be replaced by log of the denominator. So it is log s minus half log s square plus a square between the limits s and infinity. Okay, now we have to combine both these log functions to apply the limit as s equal to infinity. Okay, to apply the upper limit, we need to combine these log functions. Now we cannot combine the log functions as it is, because here the coefficient of log s is 1 and here the coefficient of log of s square plus a square is 1 by 2. So what we are going to do is write this log s also in terms of 1 by 2. Writing this log s also in terms of 1 by 2 log something. So we know that log of x raised to m is m log x. So writing log s as half log s square minus 1 by 2 log s square plus a square. So when we simplify this, log s square will become 2 log s and 2 by 2 will get cancelled. So log s can be written as 1 by 2 log s square. Now we have the same coefficient for log function. We can take out and then log a minus log b. Log of, if I take half common, it will become log a minus log b. So we know that log a minus log b is log a by b. So taking half common and writing this as log of a by b between the limits s and infinity. Okay, so what we are doing is, whatever is the function in that, since we are having division by t property, whatever is the function in the numerator, we are calculating the Laplace transform, and that answer we are integrating with respect to s between the limits s and infinity. Then we are making use of this formula, because the derivative of denominator, if it is there in the numerator, we can write the log of denominator. So both functions we have integrated and got the answer as log of s minus half log. Then to combine both these functions of log, we are making the coefficients same. So writing log s as half log s square minus half log, and then taking half common, log a minus log b is log a by b. Now to apply the limit as s tending to infinity. So we have to calculate when s tends to infinity, what happens to this term. So we are doing limit s tending to infinity of the same function. Okay, so now half log is there. Now s is tending to infinity. So when I apply s as infinity, we will get infinity upon infinity, which is again indeterminate form. So what we will do is, we have to try to cancel this s square term. So take s square from the denominator. Already numerator is s square. Denominator, take s square from the denominator. So when we take s square outside from denominator, we can write 1 plus a square by s square. Now this s square and s square will get cancelled. So we will have half log 1 upon 1 plus a square by s square. Now when s tends to infinity, a by infinity, something upon infinity is 0. So we will get half log 1 upon 1 plus 0, which is half log 1, but log 1 is again equal to 0. So when we apply the limit s as infinity, the whole term becomes 0. So how it becomes 0? We are taking s square outside from the denominator, cancelling this s square, and then applying the limit as s tending to infinity. So now when we apply s tends to infinity in this whole expression, we will get a square upon infinity. So anything upon infinity is 0. So this whole term will become 0. So log of 1 by 1 will remain, which is log 1, but log 1 is again equal to 0. So we can write the upper limit as 0. So the upper limit will be half of log 1 minus this, and the lower limit will remain the same because s is equal to s itself. This is the upper limit answer when we put s as infinity. Lower limit will remain the same. Since log 1 is 0, we can write 0 minus. And we know that log x raised to minus 1 is minus log. So I will just change x, or change that minus log x to log x raised to minus 1. So I can write this as half log. Just it will become reverse because x raised to minus 1 is 1 upon x. So I can write this minus log s square by s square plus a square to 1 by 2 log s square plus a square upon s square. Okay, so the final answer is L of 1 minus cos at upon t is half log. So basically what we have to do is calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. whatever answer we get, that has to be integrated with respect to s between the limits s and infinity. Apply the upper limit and the lower limit. So when we apply the upper limit as s equal to infinity, it becomes 0 here. So we will get 0 minus when s is as the same function. And then just to cancel this minus sign, I'm doing the reciprocal of that. So log of s square plus a square upon s square. Similarly, the third problem, find L of 2 sin t sin 2t upon t. Find L of 2 sin t sin 2t upon t. Again, we are having division by t property, which means that we have to calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. We have to calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. Now, since the numerator, we are having two trigonometric function with the product of two trigonometric function. So we cannot take L inside directly. So we have to use trigonometric formulas and reduce this to sum or difference of two terms. So using the formula as 2 sin A sin B, because we are having sin t sin 2t, writing this as 2 sin A sin B, we know that by trigonometric formulas, 2 sin A sin B is cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. Okay, we know what is expansion of cos A plus B. So when we expand cos A plus B, we get cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. And when we expand cos of A minus B, we get cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So our aim is we have to get the second term of these expansion. Cos A cos B has to get cancelled and sin A sin B should remain. That is why we have cos of A minus B minus cos of A plus B. But here A is t and B is 2t. So we will get cos of t minus 2t minus cos of t plus 2t, which can be simplified to, this will become cos of minus t, but cos of minus theta is cos theta. So cos of minus t will become cos t, and then here we get cos 3t. So the numerator is reduced to cos t minus cos 3t. Our aim is to calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. Now this term is simplified to cos t minus cos 3t. Now taking Laplace on both the sides. Now here we had product of two functions, so we could not apply the Laplace transform. Here we have not difference of two functions. So when you have sum or difference of two functions, we can apply the Laplace to each term. So L of cos t minus L of cos 3t. We know that L of cos t is s upon s square plus 1 square and cos 3t is s upon s square plus 3 square. So what is our aim? Calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. But here in the numerator, we are having two trigonometric function, product of two trigonometric function. So we cannot apply Laplace transform directly. So making use of trigonometric formulas and reducing this to cos t minus cos 3t. Then take Laplace on both the sides. We get s upon s square plus 1 square minus s upon s square plus 3 square. Okay. Now we have to calculate L of 2 sin t sin 2t. We got the answer as s upon s square plus 1 square minus s upon s square plus 3 square. Now when we calculate division by t, so whatever answer we have got for the Laplace of the numerator, that function has to be integrated with respect to s between the limits s and infinity. So we got L of the numerator as s upon s square plus 1 minus s upon s square plus 9. Now this function is to be integrated between the limits s and infinity. In the basic definition of Laplace transform, it is 0 to infinity. So division by t, we are having s to infinity. Again integrating this using the same formula, f dash of x upon fx dx is log fx. So applying the formulas here, s upon s square plus 1 will become, again when we calculate the derivative of the denominator, it is 2s in both the cases. but 2 is missing here. So multiplying and dividing by 2. So we can write this as half log s square plus 1 minus half log s square plus 9. So we have got half log s square plus 1 minus half log s square plus 9. We can combine, we have not applied the limits now. So before that we can combine log, so log a minus log b, which is log of a by b, and then applying the limits s to infinity. Okay, thus we have integrated, combining these two terms and then applying the limits. So again put s is equal to infinity. So when we put s is equal to infinity, the whole term will become infinity upon infinity, which is not defined. So we have to calculate s tending to infinity. So s is the function which is becoming infinity. So we have to cancel that term. So take s square outside from numerator and s square outside from denominator. So s square will get cancelled. And now put s is equal to infinity. So 1 upon infinity will become 0. Again this will reduce to 0. The upper limit will become 0. Only lower limit will be there. So whenever we apply the limit as s equal to infinity, this s term has to get cancelled, because when I apply s is equal to infinity, we will not get a proper interval. We will have the indeterminate form. That is why we have to remove this s square. Now, how to cancel this s square? Take s square outside from numerator as well as from the denominator. Cancel this s square and then reduce, put s is equal to infinity. So we will get half log 1, which is 0. So upper limit is 0. Lower limit will be the same answer, minus half log. Again, to remove this minus sign, I can take the reciprocal here, or I can write half log s square plus 9 upon s square plus 1. So main thing is we have to calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. Two types of formulas are used here, either this log formula or tan inverse formula. When we have sine functions, we'll making use of tan inverse formula, and when we have f dash of x upon fx or cos functions, then we will be making use of this log function. Next example, L of cos h through 2t into sine 2t upon t. L of cos h 2t sine 2t upon t. Again, we are having division by t, which means that we have to calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. We have to calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. So calculating L of cos h 2t into sine 2t. Again, we are having product of two functions, so Laplace transform cannot be applied to both the functions. So we are making use of the basic definition of cos hyperbolic 2t, which is e raised to 2t plus e raised to minus 2t upon 2 into sine 2t. Okay, since we have product of two functions, we cannot apply Laplace to both the functions. So we are trying to simplify this. So making use of the basic definition of cos hyperbolic 2t, which is e raised to 2t plus e raised to minus 2t upon 2. Half can be taken outside. So L of e raised to 2t plus e raised to minus 2t into sine 2t. Again taking sine 2t inside the bracket. So half L of e raised to 2t sine 2t plus e raised to minus 2t into sine 2t. Now we can take L to both the functions because we are having plus sign in between the two functions. So L of first function plus L of second function. Okay, so L of first function plus L of second function. Now here to calculate L of both these functions, we have to start with the function which is on the extreme right. So what is L of sine 2t? We have to write the L of sine 2t function. Now we know L of sine 2t is 2 upon s square plus 2 square. So when the sine 2t is multiplied by e raised to 2t, which means that we have to apply the first shifting theorem. So whatever is the answer for sine to L of sine 2t, in that s is replaced by s minus 2. Okay, since we are having e raised to 2t, s is replaced by s minus 2, and in the second term, s is replaced by s plus 2. So for that, in both the functions, we have to calculate L of sine 2t first. So we are calculating L of sine 2t. Whatever answer we have got, that in that s has to be replaced by s minus 2 to get the first Laplace transform, and s has to be replaced by s plus 2 to get the second Laplace transform. So in the first function, we have replaced s by s minus 2. To get the Laplace transform of the second function, s is replaced by s plus 2. Now this is the Laplace transform of the numerator. So now we require cos h2t sin 2t upon t. It's division by t, which means whatever answer we have got for the Laplace transform of the numerator, that answer is to be integrated between the limits s and infinity. The variable is s. We have to integrate this function with respect to s between the limits s and infinity. This 2 and 2 can be cancelled. So we will have 1 upon s minus 2 the whole square plus 4 plus 1 upon s plus 2 the whole square plus 4. Now we have to integrate that. Now for example, suppose I put s minus 2 equal to x. If I put s minus 2 equal to x here, so ds will become dx. So I can write this as 2 upon x square plus 4. And we know what is the integration of dx upon x square plus a square. It is 1 by a tan inverse of x by a. In a similar way, if I take s plus 2 as some other variable, again this also will reduce to dx upon something plus a square. So both are in this form. Instead of x, we are having s minus 2 or s plus 2. The problem remains the same. Only thing, x is replaced by s minus 2, or here it is s plus 2. So making use of this formula for both the terms. Again, we can cancel 2 and now 1 by a. So here a is equal to 2. So 1 by 2 tan inverse of, instead of x, we are having s minus 2. So 1 by 2 tan inverse of s minus 2 by 2 plus 1 by 2 tan inverse of s plus 2 by 2. Okay, so we are making use of again formula dx upon x square plus a square, which is 1 by a tan inverse of x by a. Here in both the cases a is equal to 2. Only thing, x is s minus 2 in the first term and s is x plus 2 in the second term. The x by a will be s minus 2 by a, and here it will be s plus 2 by a. Apply the upper limit and the lower limit. So when we apply the upper limit, s becomes infinity. So tan inverse of infinity, which is pi by 2. Applying the upper limit as infinity and then the lower limit. We know tan inverse of infinity is pi by 2. This is also pi by 2 minus half log minus half log. Now pi by 4 plus pi by 4. That becomes again pi by 2. So pi by 2 minus half log, half tan inverse of s minus 2 by 2 minus half into tan inverse of s plus 2 by 2. That is the Laplace transform of cos h2t into sin 2t divided by t. So whenever we are given Laplace transform of some function divided by t, we have to make use of the property of division by t. For that, we have to calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator. That answer has to be integrated with respect to s between the limits s and infinity. So two types of integrations normally we are having. One is tan inverse, other one is log. So when we have sine function, it reduces to tan inverse function, and when we have cos functions, then we have log function. Next we have L of sine square t by t square. Next example, L of sine square t by t square. Now here we are having t square, which means that whatever is the Laplace transform of the numerator, that has to be integrated 2 times. Okay, since we are having, just like we had multiplication by t raised to n, then we differentiate the function f of s n times. So here also, when it is divided by t square, this L of sine square or L of the numerator is to be integrated 2 times. So first we will calculate the first integral. To calculate sine square t by t, first we have to calculate the L of the numerator. So what is L of the numerator? Again, sine square t, we are having product of 2 sine functions which cannot be calculated directly. So writing sine square t as 1 minus cos 2t upon 2. Sine square t is 1 minus cos 2t upon 2. So L of sine square t will become L of 1 minus, half is a constant which can be taken outside. Now you're having a minus sign, so we can take L to both the terms. So we can write L of 1 minus cos t after taking 1 by 2 common, and then we can take L inside as we have a negative sign. So L of 1 minus L of cos 2t. We know that L of 1 is equal to 1 by s, and L of cos 2t is s upon s square plus a square. So writing L of 1 and L of cos 2t. So L of 1 is 1 by s and L of cos 2t is s upon s square plus 2 square. So L of sine square t becomes 1 by 2 into 1 by s minus s upon s square plus 4. This is the L of the numerator. So now we have to calculate L of sine square by t first. Once we get this answer, again that answer has to be integrated to get sine square t upon t square. So now we are calculating sine square t by t. So integrating this function with respect to s between the limits s and infinity. So again, integration of this function, half is the constant which can be taken common. So 1 by s and s upon. Again, we have the formula as f dash of x upon f of x. Half is taken common. Making use of this formula, f dash of x upon fx dx is log of f of x. This will become log s. This will become half log s square plus 4. The derivative of the denominator, if it is there in the numerator, we can write log of the denominator. So it's log s minus log of s square plus 4. So this half is already common. 1 by s integration is log s and s upon s square plus 4 integration is half log s square plus 4. Again, we want to combine because we have to apply the limits as s to infinity. So to combine this, again, we should have a common coefficient for log function. So writing this as half log s square minus half log s square plus 4. Or you can write log s minus log of root of s square plus 4. That also can be done, but I am not taking root part. So I am adjusting this first term as half log s square. Then combining both the terms. So already 1 by 2 is outside. From here we get 1 by 2. So totally we will have 1 by 4. Then combining this log s square upon s square plus 4. Log of s square upon s square plus 4. Log a minus log b. Between the limits s and infinity. So again, when we apply the limit as s equal to infinity, we will get infinity upon infinity, which is again not defined. So we have to take s square outside from the denominator, cancel that, and then apply the limit as s equal to infinity. So taking s square outside from the denominator, cancelling this s square, and then putting s is equal to infinity, again we will get this term to be equal to 0. Okay, so whenever we're substituting s is equal to infinity, the upper limit is always equal to 0. Then put s is equal to s. So we will get 0 minus 1 by 4 log of s square upon s square plus 4. So that will become, again, if I want to remove this minus sign, I will get 1 by 4 log of s square plus 4 upon s square. If you want to remove this minus sign, so 1 by 4 log of s square plus 4 upon s square. Now this is L of sine square t upon t. So now we will calculate L of sine square t upon t square, which means that this has to be again integrated with respect to s between the limits s and infinity. So calculating L of sine square t by t square, integration s to infinity 1 by 4 log of s square plus 4 upon s square ds. Again 1 by 4 is constant which can be taken outside. Now it's integration of log. We know that whenever we have the log function, we have to take it as 1 into log so that we can apply integration by parts or UV rule. So whenever we have a log function, because log functions cannot be integrated directly, we have to apply UV rule or integration by parts. So what we have to do is 1 into log is to be taken. Now, since the rule is LIATE, the log function has to be taken as u and this 1 is taken as v. So this is u and this is v. 1 by 4 is constant. So now we have to make use of integration by parts to calculate that. So by taking u is equal to log and v is equal to 1. So we have u is equal to log and v is equal to 1. So using integration by parts. So what is integration by parts? U integral v minus integral of derivative into integral v. So here also u into v. So this is u function into v minus integration of derivative of u. Derivative of u, log derivative is 1 upon into the derivative of s square plus 4 upon s square. So to calculate the derivative of s square plus 4 upon s square, we have to apply u by v. So it is v into derivative of u, which is 2s, minus u into derivative of s square, which is 2s, upon denominator square, into integral v. We have taken v as 1, so integral v will become s, because s is the variable here. So u integral v minus integration of derivative of u integral v ds. So this part is already done. Now we have to simplify this. So open the bracket, cancel out the common term. This s square will go to the numerator. So this s square goes to the numerator, s square upon s square plus 4 into. So here we will have maybe 2s is common. We can take s square minus s square plus 4. This 2s is common, so I've taken 2s common. So s square minus s square plus 4 and this s remains as it is. So this s square and s square will get cancelled. And here also we are having 1s here and here 2s. So totally even s raised to 4 also gets cancelled. We will have only the term minus 8. We will have only minus 8. Just open the bracket. So here when I open the bracket, s square minus s square minus 4. So s square will get cancelled. Only minus 4 will remain inside this. And 2 will be outside. The remaining s also will get cancelled. So I've cancelled s now. Then opening the bracket, s square also is cancelled. So the remaining part will be minus 8 upon 2 into minus 4 will remain, which is minus 8 upon s square plus 4. Now I can take minus sign here. So I will get log of s square plus the same thing. Minus into minus plus integration of 1 upon s square plus 4 ds. Now we have to integrate this function. So it's integration of dx upon x square plus a square, which is 1 by a tan inverse of x by a. So using this formula for to integrate 1 upon s square plus 4. So I can write a, again a is equal to 2 here. So 8 into 1 by 2 tan inverse of s by 2 between the limits s and infinity. So we have just integrated, now applying the limit as s and infinity. Again, when we apply the upper limit as infinity, now we know that when we apply the upper limit as infinity for this log term, if I take s square common from the numerator and cancel out with the denominator, the first term will become log 1, that is 0. Okay, so the first term will become 0 when s is infinity, and here when s is infinity, this term will become pi by 2. So I can write this as, this term will become 0 when we put s as infinity in the first term. So first term will become 0. Then we have second term 4 into pi by 2. Then applying the lower limit as minus of when s is equal to s. We can take 1 by 4 inside the bracket. So we will get pi by 2 minus 1 by 4 s into log of s square plus 4 upon s square. Again, this 4 and 4 will get cancelled. Tan inverse of s by 2. So this is the derivative. This is the Laplace transform of sine squared t by t square. Next example. E raised to 2t sine cube t upon t. E raised to 2t sine cube t upon t. Again, we are having division by t. So the L of the numerator is to be calculated. So L of the numerator is e raised to 2t sine cube t. So first we have to calculate sine cube t. To calculate sine cube t, we have to use the formula for sine 3t. So sine 3 theta is 3 sine theta minus 4 sine cube theta. Or from here, if we calculate sine cube theta, I can write 1 by 4, 3 sine theta minus sine 3 theta. So sine cube t will become 1 by 4, 3 sine t minus sine 3t. So calculating the Laplace of sine cube t, or taking L on both the sides. Now again we are having a minus sign in between the two sine functions. We can take L inside. So L of 3 sine t minus L of sine 3t. Now L of 3 is a constant which can be taken out. L of sine t is 1 upon. L of sine 3t is 3 upon. 3 can be taken common. And then we have to calculate the numerator part is e raised to 2t into sine cube t, which means that whatever answer we have got, in that s is replaced by s minus 2. So in this answer, whatever we have got for L of sine cube t, we have to replace s by s minus 2 using the first shifting theorem. So what we are doing is replacing s by s minus 2. So 3 upon s minus 2 the whole square plus 1 square minus 3 upon s minus 2 the whole square plus 3 square. 3 can be taken outside. So 3 by 4 is the constant which can be taken outside. Next we have to calculate L of e raised to 2t sine cube. So we have calculated L of e raised to 2t sine cube t as this. Now we want L of e raised to 2t sine cube t upon t, which means again division by t. So whatever answer we have got for L of e raised to 2t sine cube t, that answer has to be integrated between the limits s and infinity. So this answer is integrated between the limits s and infinity. Applying this formula to integrate that, again 3 is constant which can be taken common. So 3 by 4 tan inverse of s minus 2. 1 by a is 1 by 3 tan inverse of s minus 2 upon 3 between the limits s and infinity. So here applying the upper limit. So using this formula for both the terms. So dx upon x square plus a square is 1 by a tan inverse of x by a. In the first case, we are having a is equal to 1. So we have 1 by 1 tan inverse of s minus 2 by 1. In the second case, we are having 1 by a is equal to 3. So 1 by 3 tan inverse of s minus 2 by 3. Apply the upper limit. So tan inverse of infinity pi by 2 minus 1 by 3. Again tan inverse of infinity is pi by 2. Lower limit s will become s itself. So minus lower limit, minus into minus will become plus into this. The two ways you can represent, either you can combine these pi terms and then write the answer, or we can do is like we can combine pi by 2 minus tan inverse and 1 by 3 into pi by 2 minus this. Anyway, we can write the answer. So what I have done is I have combined pi by 2 minus tan inverse of s minus 2, and from the second and fourth term 1 by 3 is taken common. So pi by 2 minus tan inverse of s minus 2. This will become cot inverse of s minus 2, and this will become cot inverse of s minus 2 by 3. We can take maybe 3 by 4 inside. So we will get 3 by 4 cot inverse of s minus 2 minus 3 by 4 into 1 by 3 will become minus 1 by 4 cot inverse of s minus 2 by 3. So main procedure here will be whatever, if you are given division by t, whatever is the function in the numerator, calculate the Laplace transform of the numerator, and that answer is to be integrated between the limits s and infinity. So normally two types of integrations are used, tan inverse and log. So here tan inverse we are using it, and then applying the upper limit and the lower limit. Some of the practice problems. So thank you and see you in the next lecture.